Boom shakalaka, boom. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to day 365 of 365. What's happening, everyone? Deuce Pesic here, Chief Visionary Officer of ND Pesic Group, right here in Tallahassee, Florida. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for following me on this journey of pursuing entrepreneurial goals, having dreams being fulfilled. And today is really the recap of the year. The things that I've done, some of the things that we've talked about that are important in pursuit of one's goals. And here we are. Wow, it felt like it went relatively quickly, but it, uh, it was 365 days nonetheless. Um, to begin, just before the 365 day series began, I wanted to include this in it, even though it wasn't, you know, the time frame was like a month before I started, but it was important just as much, so I figured I'd add in. Remember, I approached early last year. I approached a board member of the American Red Cross to see if they'd be interested in sponsoring us, and that didn't go well, only because they were giving me a tenth of what I needed. As grateful as I am, the only reason I declined is because they wanted immediate results. They didn't want to wait for me to gather the rest of the funding. So it was a try, no ill will, because eventually they're going to be a client of ours. They're going to be buyers for our Friends Project, guaranteed. So that happened. From the beginning of 365, the big things that I did do was reach out to Mackenzie Scott. I did write a great proposal for them. Unfortunately, I never heard back from them. So, with that being said, uh, sorry that they didn't want to be a part of what we're doing. On another note, I would tag her in all of the days that I recorded on Twitter, but unfortunately, some of the belief systems that she shares, I do not that she has, I do not share with her. So although she's helped many great organizations out, I am pro-life, and when they made a generous contribution to Planned Parenthood, I didn't think that we would be a good fit together. So, with that being said, God bless her for everything that she's doing for the organizations that really could use her financial assistance, but I don't think that she would be, a great fit for what we're doing. I know some people are like, yeah, but who cares what they think, pursue the money. No, there's just because somebody has money doesn't mean I'm going to go ahead and go after them, because remember, you're married to the organization, to the partnership for a period of time, and you want the belief systems to be shared. So, again, God bless her for helping people out. Wow, what a wonderful position to be financially free and financially able to help out great organizations. And I will never be able to say anything bad about about her or what she's doing. We just have different beliefs. That's all. I did pursue FedEx, Molson Coors, and Tesla with, I'm sorry, not Tesla, but SpaceX with Senda Cakes. Unfortunately, sadly, never received anything, a thank you letter, or, you know. Now, I'm not upset simply because you need to look at these huge organizations. Stuff's going to get lost in the mailroom. It just does. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. So I'm not holding any ill will. I mean, man, I really want to work with these three companies in the sense of them helping us out and us providing the what's the word I'm looking for? To provide the acknowledgement to the world that, hey, these fantastic organizations helped us out. So I'm still pushing forward, obviously. So again, no ill will. Shit happens, but expect to see my face somewhere in your boardroom one day. That's a guarantee. Along the way, now those are 3, 4, 5 different instances. Meanwhile, it's 365 days. It's planning. It's getting together with smart people. It's scheduling time. Sometimes it's weeks before you could have a half-hour sit-down with someone. My dear good friend, who's president of a ad agency here in town, she helped me out with my writing. As you all know, I stated before, it takes me forever to write. So she really helped me be clear and concise in some aspects, taking my information and really condensing it. And Nanette, I love you. Thank you so very much for all your help that you've given me this past year. Now, to end the year, yesterday was actually the 365th day, but I spent, it took me like 4 hours. I did reach out to FedEx last week. Did speak with the executive assistant for the executive vice president in charge of sponsorship affairs, and she was a delight. Carol, if you're watching, God bless you. Yeah, it is Carol. Yeah, Carol. Thank you so much for your time, your energy. I appreciate that greatly. So now is just a matter of time of scheduling a brief call to see if we can move further together. Now, that was last week, so so I didn't get anything today. So tomorrow I'm following up to schedule a time. But one of the things that I did on my last day yesterday was the founder of FedEx actually stepped down from the president and CEO role and went to the executive chairman. I did write a introductory letter to him directly, just to let him know, hey, listen, I know this could be tough. Sure, you have time now to go ahead and spend time with your family, and but we all know that once you you build this global empire and you're surrounded day-to-day basis, on a day-to-day basis, you're surrounded with answering calls, putting out fires, talking about growth, marketing, development, building sites. I mean, there's a lot going on, and all of a sudden that's gone. You don't have to do that anymore. So we all know there's plenty of books that describe this, that sometimes founders get a sense of anxiety and depression because they're no longer in that role. Well, I reached out and just to let them know, listen, if y'all decide to sponsor us, if you find our work exciting, you want to be a part of the growth process, and the way we're looking to expand and grow and build, that we'd be more than happy to have them hang around, but more on a capacity of like a, a board of directors role, wants to check in a couple of days a week just to see where we're going, what we're doing, where we're at with certain aspects of our week and our growth. I would be tickled pink, and I know the rest of the staff would be delighted to have him be a part of our organization at that capacity. So that's one of the reasons why I didn't do this video yesterday, because that was important to get out, just to let them know, hey, listen, I hold your company in high regard. Your trucking services would be a big asset to us. Once we get them built, somebody's going to need to transport our FRENDS projects to 4 big trade shows that we want to do within a year and a half max. It's all depending on scheduling. So, to have that great company deliver our important package to these areas would just be a win-win for everybody. I mean, there's just no doubt about that. Other things I discussed along the way, gratitude, fear, regret, all those things, play in the growth process. Mental health, that's a big one. Get help if you need it. Really, get help if you need it. It's important to be balanced in work, life, in work and home, work and family. Very, very important. And honestly, you cannot progress further unless you have some of those skeletons that are in your closet really worked out. That's the only way you're going to go ahead and move forward. Closure, for example. And always remember, you're the only one that's standing in your way to greatness. So it's important to go ahead and resolve any issues that you may have, speak to the right people, and grow, move forward. Certain things, other things, as far as your inner motivation, that you will eventually project outward. Be the hero of your story. Share your information, share your story with others. And I gotta tell you, one of the things in this year I tracked is every time I told somebody my story, I left them in awe, right? Like, because people don't expect, people don't know. You may see them every day at one capacity, like, for example, like with the Walgreens lady, the lovely lady. She sees me there all the time, and she was just blown away when she asked me one day, like, what do you have the 2 jobs and you're starting your business. What's your business? And when I told her, she was just, holy cow. Like, and a lot of people will do that to you. So be the hero of your story. Don't be afraid to tell folks what you're doing. And a lot of people are afraid because they're like, well, I don't want to be viewed like this weirdo. No. Listen, once you have that mentality, you're going to lose, right? Be upfront, be honest, be transparent, and you will be amazed the reaction you will get from the right people. I can't tell you how many people are like, this guy's, forget it, living in a van down by the river. Those cats, you think that bothers me? You think those people are going to hold me back from providing a product that makes the world a better place to be in, to put food on the table, to provide a solid financial foundation for my son. No, those people aren't going to stop me from that, right? Remember, 99% of the bullshit that's around you does not matter at all. Focus on that thing. Now, I've told you all this year about my situation of living in a van down by the river. That just happens to be my path, and I have no regrets about it. Honestly, like I said many times before, it was the greatest thing that happened to me, and every day I am happy beyond belief. Not because I like my living conditions, but the direction of where I'm going, right? We're not going to stop until we get that first name of the first life that we save, right? Because that's the ultimate goal. It's the long game, right? It's playing the infinite game. The long game. I want to leave behind a legacy. I want this content, this digital content that will be preserved for decades to come, to show my great grandkids, hey, this is the crap that I had to go through to get to where our family is today. So that's important to me. The financial aspect of it comes, right? That comes with the purpose, but purpose is the primary objective. Why are we doing this? It's not for the money. Money will come. That's no problem, because it does. Money. What was it? The financial aspect will come in to the direct proportion of the hard work and products and services you provide. Right? So, there you go. You don't get the gold without the dragon. You're gonna get obstacles no matter what. So, know that ahead of time, that always be prepared. Gary Vee is good about saying, listen, always play offense, right? So yeah, be prepared for the defense, but push forward, move forward, pursue the accomplishments. Any obstacles come in your way, you handle them, you take care of them, and you move on, right? You don't want to be stuck playing defense. You want to go ahead, fix it, and then just keep moving, right? Taking action. Action is the secret sauce. You could sit around and ponder all day long, but you're over strategizing. You're wasting time, right? So that's why a few weeks ago I made a video on don't wait for others. While all this was going on with sending the cakes and all that stuff, there was a website I found that provides active investment firms, right? And maybe twice a week they send me an email saying, hey, here are 3 active investors that might fit. Well, I emailed some of them, not all of them, but ones that I saw that are in line with, like, I'm an engineer. I'm not going to go to, a farmer, or to a venture capitalist that invests money in land for what I'm doing. That's just wasting your time and theirs, right? You want to align yourself with the organizations that fit your product and your needs, right? Family, faith, friendship, God, right? That's every day. That's every day. God is the one who is giving me the strength to go through this, right? So you don't want things to be easier. You want to become stronger, because you'll be able to deal with these things as they come up. So, God, thank you very much for the strength you've given me. So, anyway, staying positive and hopeful. Um, Remember, love, kindness, compassion, those things win all the time. Okay? Every single time, that's a win. So practice love, kindness, compassion wherever you can on a daily basis. Somebody needs a wave. Somebody may need just a smile and a hello. Because remember, we're all fighting battles that we don't know about. So, storytelling, very, very big. It's a big component. Remember, Dr. Jordan Peterson said, you become powerful when you learn to write. Okay? Be clear, concise, to the point. Storytelling. Remember, one of my favorite quotes by him is, pursue who you could be. It's that simple. And that ties into the quote from Epictetus that I like, is first, decide who you want to be, and then 2, do what you have to do. Very simple, to the point. And that's really it. I mean, those are, most of the notes. Don't be afraid to be told no. I can't tell you how many times this year I've been told no. Even some of these VCs that I wrote to, most of them said, you're too early. All right. Well, okay, so you move on, right? So either the big thing to remember is there is always a way, and there is always going to be somebody out there that's going to say, hey, I like that. Let's sit down and talk. It's inevitable, right? You have to go through many, many no's before you get that one yes. But I got to tell you, and I've seen a bunch of people post stuff on Facebook over the past 3 weeks, all it takes is that first yes to change your life completely. Remember that, right? A lot of people, they get 3 no's and they're like, oh, screw this, it's not worth it. Well, you quit, you lost. But if you were told no and you keep pursuing, you never lose if you keep getting up after you've been knocked down. It's the only time you lose is you get knocked down and you decide to stay down. That's it. And I've come across a few people in my life who've been that way, and I'd hate to see them on their deathbed looking back on their life where they should have just, that realization that that's how powerful regret is. So be ballsy, go after that. And listen, as I mentioned before with my story of my living conditions and where I'm at, the idea is that's my path. It's not anybody else's. Okay? Yours doesn't have to be that way. But you lose if you go to work for somebody else and you come home and you sit on your couch and watch TV all night. You've lost. You've become a slave to the system. You put in your 8 to 10 hours at work. You come home. You kiss the kids. You kiss the dog. You kiss the wife. And you go into that workshop and you work till 12, 1 in the morning, whatever, on your thing that's going to get you out of working for somebody else. That's a must. If you don't do that, don't expect anything, right? The moment you have expectations from others is the moment you lose, right? Don't expect anything from others. You are you. You are the one controlling your story. You have to be the one doing the work. Okay? And that's pretty much, it. I mean, the big thing I have to say is, guys, thank you so much for joining me this year. I hope I provided some value for you guys. one of the quotes that that really inspires me is somebody's going to look back on your life story, and it'll be the motivation they needed to pursue their goals. What greater feeling is that than to offer your knowledge to somebody that could take them to that next level? So much love to you guys. Thank you so very much. Now, I'm not going to stop doing these. You'll still see me chatting along the way, but this concludes the 1 year journey, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you for I see all the videos getting views and such, and I'm very grateful for all of you that have chimed in and decided to follow. I was hoping to get more followers, but I guess my reach wasn't that great. And that's another reason we need funding. Is it's unfortunate, but you have to pay to get reach out there. Like this video isn't going to go to the 2 billion people, in the world. That's just not how it goes. These guys are pretty smart in setting the reach counters and such. So, you have to pay, so that's another reason for funding. So, guys, much love to you. Thank you. And always remember that we are one people, one earth. Cheers.